I guess the big question on everybody's lips at the start of this episode is, have we managed to turn things around with Aston Villa? The short answer is yes. The long answer is yes, we definitely have, because we've gone undefeated. In fact, we have not lost a single game between episodes. And that includes beating Chelsea in the Carabao Cup 4-1, winning all of our Champions League games so far, including a 3-1 win against Inter Milan, where Sanket scored a hat-trick, somehow, from central midfield. We've beaten, who else have we beaten? Stoke, Palace, Brentford, Norwich and Brighton in the league. Even Son Heung-min getting on the score sheet, getting his first Aston Villa goals in the league as well. He also scored against Middlesbrough in the Carabao Cup 4th round. Today, we're going to be playing West Ham, Newcastle and maybe Slavia Prague, depending on how quickly these two matches go. We're up to 6th. We're doing alright. We're actually not too far off the Champions League spots, which realistically probably needs to be our target for this season. The frustrating thing is, yes, Son has scored his first goals for Villa. He's also picked up his second injury for Villa. He's out for 4 to 5 weeks with a hernia. He's not really setting the world on fire. Actually, it's his third injury. He did pick up a small knock as well against Genk, which meant he missed the Palace game. So, Son, at the age of 33, he's quite injury prone at the moment. So for the match against West Ham, this is what we're going to go for. Lucas Perry keeps his place in goal. He's got better. He's still not great, but he's got better since the last episode. Goldson, Boyomo Mings and Luca Dean in defence. Douglas, Luiz Kamara and Sanka in midfield. Diaby and Amoameo on the wings, with Girassi leading the lines. In this one, we are also missing Rooney through injury, which is not ideal. Obviously, he's pretty good, but he's only out for 6 days to potentially up to 2 weeks, so he should be back sooner rather than later. I think we should be good enough to win both matches in this episode, or maybe even all 3. And now I've said that out loud, I think we're going to lose all 3. So West Ham have been on a bit of a downward slide when it comes to form, although they've only lost 1 of their last 5, but 2 draws as well in a row. We are on 5 wins out of 5. I think isn't it 7 or 8 wins out of 8? Something ridiculous like that. We are on ridiculously good form. I'm going to keep saying the word ridiculous. We are the evening kickoff, by the way. So everyone else has played their match, although this is our 11th game of the season, and everyone above us is only on 10. Douglas Luiz collects the ball from Amoameo, ball forward towards Girassi, doesn't find him. What was his name? Canelo? Vasquez down that left-hand side for West Ham, crosses the ball in. Vitek raises highest. Lucas Perry lets that one go over for a goal kick. Off the bar, by the way. Free kick for Luca Dean. In a decent position. He's gone for goal himself. Goes over the bar. Goalkeeper not even troubled one bit by that one. Good to see that even in the full game and with a patch or 2 under our belts, goalkeepers still get injured. I was going to say there's lots of high-scoring matches, but goalkeepers still get injured, apparently. Potential arm injury for Lucas Perry. Castiles is obviously going to be coming on. Straight swap that one. Not really too concerned, although we now have used one of our subs and we've got an injury to our goalkeeper, which isn't good. Luca Dean's also taken a knock. He's got a tight hamstring. Diaby also needs to come off after this match. I think we've got like a 2-week break because of internationals, so we're going to get the chance to get a lot of fitness back into our players. Luca Dean with a free kick in a good position. Connor Goldson's there, doesn't get on the end of it. Camelo, though, can control it and run this one away for West Ham down the right-hand side. Forward to Jared Bowen. First touch was heavy, but can run onto the end of it. Being forced out wide. Bowen keeps going, though. It's towards Camelo in the middle, and we go 1-0 down against West Ham. Kind of, I would say, against the run of play. We don't know what the run of play has been, do we? Because we've not seen many highlights. Right, half-time, we are going to have to do some changes because those fitness numbers are not good. They are very, very concerning. Obviously, West Ham, they didn't really deserve that. I don't think they deserve that. Looking at those charts, I don't think they deserved it. We're going to do Aït-Nouri coming on for Luca Dean. Do we do anything else? Sanket's struggling. Diaby's struggling, so we'll do Leon Bailey coming on that right-hand side as well. We've done 3 of our 5 subs by half-time, which is not good. I'm blaming fitness for this. We've seen it before in previous seasons where fitness has a massive impact on performance. West Ham seem to be slightly fitter than we are at the moment. Final 20 minutes, nothing's happened in this second half. We've had absolutely no highlights whatsoever. We're going to do a sub. It's going to be... They recommend bringing on Konsa up front. What? Why? He's got 5 finishing. We're not doing that. We're going to do... We've got no strikers. We're going to do Alcaraz. There's a highlight going on in the background. I don't think it's an actual highlight. I think it's just because I'm doing subs. Sanket's also going to come off for Kremaski. Who... Is it Kremaski? Kremashi? Not quite sure. I mean, that's everything, isn't it? That's absolutely everything. So the 5 subs then, obviously we brought on Alcaraz up front, which I'm not best pleased with, but Girassi was playing badly and we've got no other options. Kremashi onto that central midfield spot in the middle, replacing Sanket, who scored a hat-trick in his last match against Inter Milan. We're going to lose 1-0 against West Ham. Not a good performance by, to be honest, either side. This is going to be one of those seasons where on camera we're awful and off camera we're good. And you're all going to think that I'm saving and reloading. No, just getting unlucky at the moment. Luca Dean's out for 1 to 3 days. Not too bad. Fractured wrist for Lucas Perry. So you're out for time. Fair enough. It's okay because we do have ourselves a third goalkeeper, which we didn't have last season. And he is now registered as well. I am worried by this fitness concerns of our strikers with Son and Gerassi not fit. Diaby also struggling. We might need to dip into our reserves. Problem is, most of them are actually out on loan. Yeah, if we had the option, I'd say... I mean, we don't even have the option at all, do we? I was going to say, I can't remember his name. He's the striker who's, I think, is at Burnley this season now. Scored loads in League One last year. Can Kadir play up front? I think we're putting you into the first team, mate, because you might get yourself a chance on the wing. Just looking at the under-18s as well. Have we got anyone with half-decent potential? Andrew Hunt, he's not got it, has he? What about Tommy Day? Tommy Day is worse than Andrew Hunt. Ewan Simpson's a real man out on loan at Wickham. He's in the under-18s at 19 years old. I think, buddy, we're going to bump you up into the under-21s. Match number 2 of the episode, then, is actually up against Slavia Prague, because international breaks... I don't know what the problem was, but we had a match against, I want to say Newcastle, I'm not sure. It was the second match planned anyway for this episode. We had 9 players away on international duty, so they asked us if we wanted to rearrange it. So we did, which means we're now playing Slavia Prague and Man United straight after this. We've still got, by the way, if we scroll all the way down, Gerassi, he's still away on international duty anyway. He's expected back after Christmas. Is the African Cup of Nations going on at a weird time of year? It's normally January, right? We've got no strikers at all. Which is why we're playing Diaby up front for this. It's going to be Castiles, Galton, Boyomo, Mings and Luke Dean in defence. That's kind of our settled defence now, which actually, because this is the cup game, we're going to do that. We're going to play Kumbula instead of Boyomo. We've got Douglas, Luis, Kamara, Sank at midfield, Bargi, Ramsey and Diaby on this one, playing as our front 3. Do we do that? I want to do that. I'm going to play Tommy Doyle. He's going to get his debut in the Champions League. It's probably a bad idea. 3 players are getting squad numbers, including Thomas Day, who we looked at earlier. So we have so many problems going on with our squad, with registrations for the Champions League, injuries, international duty, all that kind of stuff, which means we do have to play. I think we've got like 6 youngsters on the subs bench, which is just arguably too many, isn't it, when you look at it? Proctor's a child, Day's a child, who else? Borland, Bentley and Brogio, all children as well. So 5 kids on the bench in a Champions League match away from home. But I'm still relatively confident that we should be good enough to win this one. We are currently top of the table alongside Barcelona because we've won absolutely everything at the moment. Although, if you do remember, we have to play, I think, Man City as our last group game, which I think they get gradually harder as the Champions League goes on for us. Half an hour played in this match here against Slavia Prague, and we've had no highlights. There's been 2 shots, apparently, that have both been absolutely garbage, apparently, according to the XG. We've got a free kick, and I'm not sure who Luca Dean's waving at in the crowd. He's waving at somebody, he's telling them to run down the line. Are we going to take this free kick? What are we doing? Luca Dean's waving his arms around again. Buddy, there you go, he's woken up. Here he goes then, left-footed from the left-hand side, crosses it towards Connor Goldson at the back post, and Connor Goldson has got his second goal of the season. It's 1-0 against Slavia Prague, 5 minutes left to play in the first half. Connor Goldson, I'm genuinely happy at how well he's played for us over the last 3 years. He's actually not awful. I don't think that's a compliment, calling somebody not awful, but there we are. Luca Dean collects it, Goldson, the goal scorer. Towards Rooney, back to Douglas Luiz from Kamara, over the top towards Rooney. He's not going to get there. Maybe he is, because Oscar's header was awful. Rooney on the ground. Kamara collects it. Rooney again. Back to Kamara. Crosses it in. Ramsey's there at the back post. And Jacob Ramsey makes it 2-0 just 3 minutes after the Goldson opener. And that takes us into half-time then. I mean, things are going well. You're capable of better. It didn't do anything. It didn't fire anybody up at all. It does mean that because we've now got this 2-goal lead, Rooney, I think we're going to take off at some point because he's not fully match fit. Luke Dean as well looks like he's either taking a knock or he's just running around a lot, so we'll probably bring you off as well for Ait Nori. We've got ourselves a throw through Connor Goldson. Kamara back to Goldson. Forward to Diaby. I'm sure he was offside. Ramsey's there, tucks the ball away, but I'm pretty sure this isn't going to count because I'm thinking Diaby was offside. Bit of VAR going on. Goal is disallowed. There we go. So it remains 2-0, but we're playing well. We're actually playing pretty good, I think. Looks like we're not really letting Slavia Prague do a huge amount. Then again, we're not doing a huge amount either. Kumbula with the ball. Where's he going to go? On the ground. Diaby collects it. Across to Tommy Dawn. First time we've seen him. Ramsey through ball towards Kamara. Kamara's first time shot would have been good if it went in the top corner. Instead it goes wide. Right, let's get some changes going on. Luca Dean's coming off. We don't have Ike Nori. Is he on international duty as well? Or is he just not registered? Why is Ike Nori not there? I mean, we're going to play a guy called Samuel Bentley, who's at 6'2", arguably not a left back, but we're doing it anyway. There we go, Sam Bentley. Welcome onto the pitch, mate. Make your debut. Debut. That's what it's called. What else do we want to do? Rooney's going to come off as well. We're going to do... Why not? We're 2-0 up. Ben Brogio is going to come on as well, make his Champions League debut. In fact, make his Aston Villa debut, number 75. He doesn't look awful either. I'm now just looking at all the kids. Borland looks good. Borland can probably do a job. You know what? On you get, mate. 3 children coming off the subs bench after 61 minutes. Now, if I was a Slavia Prague manager, I'd be taking that as an insult, which it kind of is. Into the final 10 minutes of the match, then nothing's really happened in the second half. Bentley heads the ball across to nobody. To be fair, he's like 16, isn't he? Borland collects it. Now Ramsey. Borland's carrying on his run. Douglas Luiz doesn't quite get there. And it looks like Slavia Prague coming forward. Oscar off towards the left-hand side. His effort's not good. Neither is our defending. I'm blaming Casteels for that. It's blaming Bentley, which arguably, yes, it is Bentley's fault, but Bentley shouldn't have ever been in that position in the first place. Why didn't Casteels do anything there? Also, it's not Bentley's fault, it's Kumbula's fault because he kicked it into him. If my playing of youngsters is going to cause us to draw this game, I'm not going to be happy. We've got a couple of minutes left. We're going to do some more changes. Thomas Day's going to come on up front. Why not? Let's complete the set. We saw him earlier. He's not very good. And that's all the kids. We're not going to do Proctor. Are we going to? We're not, are we? No. The final change as well we're going to do is Gravenberch coming on for Kamara. Another child. Another youngster. He's 23. He's also not even our player, so I don't really care too much. We've hit the 90 minutes. There we are. Borland's ball forward is not good. Ramsey tried to chase it down, but got absolutely nowhere near it. It is Kolar in goal for Prague. Over the halfway line with a big kick. Fila heads down to Oscar. Brogio collects it though. Good bit of football from the youngster there. That's what we like to see. Connor Goldson play it across to Kumbula, who, to be honest, he's on a 7. I don't think he's played particularly well. Thomas Day back to Mings. Left-hand side is Bentley. Here he is with his yellow card. Ball dead at 16. That's a brave look, mate. Bentley's going down the line. Why has he got a ball dead? Ramsey on the ground towards Tommy Day. Tommy Day could have scored. Borland tries to get on the end of it as well. Doesn't manage it. We are 2 minutes left to play of injury time. It is Slavia Prague coming forward with the ball. This is a bit concerning because since we've done all of our changes, we've not been particularly good, have we? It is Prague still passing it around. On the ground, forward. Plays it through over the top to Provod. Connor Goldson's there with him every step of the way. Hits Goldson. And Casteels manages to get a little palm onto that one by the looks of it. It's still alive. And Casteels once again blocks the shot. We're going to see the corner as well. Have they brought the keeper up? Arguably, you probably should in this situation, right? Because it's the Champions League. And this is a point. There is a point available here. It is Provod collects it from the clearance. It's taken a deflection. Mings gets it off for a throw. Surely we are there now. We've got a minute left to play of injury time. It is all Slavia Prague, though. The last couple of highlights have just been all Slavia Prague coming forward. Ramsey sticks a leg out, gets there first, but it's still going. Kumbula, the big Albanian, heads clear. Oscar collects to keep this one alive, though. On the ground to Sevcic. Probably not his name. Oscar keeps it down the line, crosses it in. Tyrone Mings gets head first. Somebody was offside, it doesn't matter. And the full-time whistle was going to go. We made it look harder than it arguably was, didn't we? Let's be honest. The subs might have changed the game for the worse. Bentley gets a 6-5. Borland gets a 6-5. Brojo gets a 6-6. Didn't really see him. Day and Gravenberch weren't on the pitch long enough, apparently. Although, Thomas Day probably should have scored. I know he's not at the club and all, but Connor Bateman, who's on loan at Wigan, that's another injury. He's broken his toe, so he's out for potentially 4 weeks. How have we not qualified yet? We've picked up 2.4 million. Loads of people making their debuts as well, which is questionable. I mean, it was Bentley, wasn't it? Bentley's 16 years old. He looks like he's got one of those old horseshoe haircuts at 16. It's brave, mate. It's very brave. The third and final match then of the episode is at Old Trafford against Man United, and I am not confident with this one. It's going to be Casteels in goal, Goldson, Boyomo, Mings and Dean in defence, Luiz, Kamara and Sanka in midfield, Bargi, Ramsey and Diaby leading the lines. we kind of can't really do a huge amount else. When you look at our subs bench, we don't have a huge amount of options right now. I guess, I mean, McGinn's obviously pretty good, but he's not played for ages. His sharpness is pretty low. Conter as well, his sharpness is pretty low. This is as good as we've got at the moment. The good news is, obviously, because this is the league game, we've kind of got a bit more options when it comes to players that are registered. Man United still with Erik ten Hag, but also losing 4 out of 5 and the last 4 in a row. They did just lose 2-1 against Inter Milan in the Champions League, and a team that we've beaten, by the way. Anthony with a free kick early on. Luca Dean collects for us. Ramsey, no real option other than to go backwards. Mings with it, goes for a little wander. We are 3 minutes in. Sanket down the line to find Ramsey. Is he going to go for a run? Gets past 1, gets past 2, plays it back to Luca Dean. Ramsey continues his run, tries to get some space for himself and does so. And Montero with the save. That was majestic. That's what we're going to call it. Majestic football from Ramsey. It's going to be a corner for Dougie Luiz. Where's it going to go? We've got number 41 in the middle. I don't know who 41 is. Rooney's ball control is awful. I can't believe that was a highlight from a corner. Literally, all we did was just lose the ball. Connor Goldson with a throw. We are looking very good at the moment, aren't we? On the ground to Diaby. Rooney collects it in the middle, plays it across to Sanket, and Sanket makes it 1-0, his 11th goal of the season. Are we going to make it 5 defeats in a row for Man United? Still not even 20 minutes in. Martinez with the ball. Where are you going to go? All the way back to Montero. Montero plays it on the ground. Casemiro, who seems to be playing maybe as a centre-back? I'm not quite sure if he is. Wan-Bissaka to Oscar. Does manage to find Rashford as well. Rashford's 1-on-1 with the keeper. Castiles drops down too low. And it is 1-1. Looks like from the match rating perspective, Castiles has taken the blame for that one. He's gone to a 6.4. I did think that he kind of dived way too early. He gave away what he was going to do. Final 5 minutes of the first half. And a 1-1 draw at half-time on paper isn't too bad. I probably would have taken it before the match. But I think we've been the much better team at the moment. So I think this match is there for the winning. No changes for us at half-time. I am looking at Kamara on a 6.5. I'm looking at Ramsey as well just because he's very tired. Diaby's just dropped to a 6.5 as well. Boyomo's on a 6.4, but he's fully fit. I assume he's on a 6.4 because he just literally stood perfectly still for 45 minutes. Martinez with the ball for United. Casemiro towards Rashford. Goes for a little wander. Casemiro gets the ball back. Left-hand side is Kingsley Coman wearing a Man United shirt apparently. All the way back to Montero. Put some pressure on him. Anybody? Nobody was near him at all. Varane to Wan-Bissaka. He's going to go for a run through the centre circle. Left-hand side is Coman. Back to Malacia. Coman collects it again. United suddenly looking pretty good in the second half. Coman's cross comes in. Castiles needs to get there and does come out to claim that. So what's the highlight? Because that wasn't it. Luca Dean gets the ball from the throw from Castiles. Ramsey. Where are you going to go? For a little wander. Dougie Luiz over the top towards Kamara. Flicks the head on towards Diaby. First time shot from Moussa Diaby into the bottom corner. No one's offside there. Nobody's offside. We're going to get VAR. The goal has been awarded. And we retake the lead at Old Trafford. Luca Dean with the throw. Where are we going to go then? Are we going to make it 3-1? Is this actually going to be a highlight of ours? Kamara needs to wake up and actually run towards the ball, not just expect it to come towards him. The effort from, I think, Kingsley Coman goes just wide. Right, we probably want to look at doing some subs. Ramsey needs to come off through fitness more than anything else. Why do they assume Ezri Konsa should play in every position? I'm not quite sure. Who's even suggesting this? My assistant manager? I don't trust him. We're going to do a Moa Mayor coming on. Although Leon Bailey could probably be the better option, we're going to go a Moa Mayor. We're also going to do a little bit of a change there. That makes sense. Kramaski. I like Kramaski. We bought him, obviously, so I kind of want to play him. He can be the box-to-box, I think. Free kick for United. This isn't good. Rashford towards the back post where Rafael Varane is there. Unmarked-ish header straight over the bar, though. Castiles doesn't have too much to worry about. Looking at that match momentum graph, we are looking very good. Why can't we pass? I mean, it was a Moa Mayor, so we can't blame him too much because he's only like 19. Kingsley Coman kicks it straight into Boyomo. Now the centre-back can go for a run down the right-hand side, which I'm okay with. Plays it across to Sanket. Moa Mayor goes for goal. Almost curls it into the back of the net, but it goes just wide from the Southampton loanee. It is weird that we are pushing for Europe, for Champions League, in fact, in the Champions League, and we've loaned somebody from Southampton. It's weird. Okay, it's weird. It doesn't really matter. Tyrone Mings with the ball back to Castiles. Final 15. Boyomo to Connor Goldson. Down the line, please. Does find Rooney. Not really seen a lot of Rooney, although he's on an 8.6. Rooney goes the other way to Kamara in the middle, all the way back to Castiles. I don't like the fact that Castiles is well outside his area. Boyomo, you're going to go for another run? You've got the energy, apparently. You do no running for most of the match until, like, one opportunity where you just sprint down the right-hand side. Amoameo gets past his man, stops and spins. Luka Dean to Kamara to Sanket, and Sanket goes for a shot from a very strange angle. I don't know why he bothered. And it goes wide. We've got a free kick. Luka Dean takes it. He's gone for goal and hit the post. What's gone on there? Scalvini can clear it to Anthony. I assume that was the highlight. Final couple of minutes. We have more subs to do and we're going to use them. So we're going to do Alcaraz coming on up front. We are also going to do Rooney coming off for John McGinn. Why not? I want to get rid of Leon Bailey, by the way. That's why we're not bringing them on. Luka Dean as well for Konsa. And then we do that. Sure. Final 5 minutes. This could be a massive 3 points for our season. 6 minutes of injury time, though. I don't know what that's for. Looking at fitness, it must be the problem for United. They've got a corner. They've sent the keeper up. Scalvini's there. We need to get this. Varane gets it across to Anthony. Tries to cross it and actually wanders past a couple of players. And Anthony's going to score, isn't he? Mason Mount's bloody scored. How have we done this? How have we thrown this away? The fact that their keeper was up as well for that corner kind of filled me with a little bit of hope that we were going to break. Castiles gets a 6.2. A 6.2, mate. Are you getting blamed for both of their goals? I feel like you are. So my team talk made everybody happy. I am going to say to Castiles that your mistake did cost us. I mean, on paper, that's not bad, is it? A 2-2 draw, although we should have won it, we took the lead twice. We are 8th place in the table after 12 matches. Next time you join us, we will be going all the way till the end of January. I think we did this last season as well, so we're going to do all of December, all of January. We have a new player joining us on the 1st of January for, I'm going to say it now, too much money. It's silly money, but he's very good. It's a new striker. We have no more transfer budget because we've basically spent it all on him, but he's going to be joining on the 1st of January. We're going to come back for probably oh my word, that February's awful. That's not a fun month. We're going to come back, probably play Everton, Liverpool, maybe Man City in the next one. Thank you very much for watching this one. If you did enjoy, like, subscribe, all the fun, fancy YouTubey stuff, and I'll be back next time.